the last time that I can recall it happening because I have trouble recalling my dreams now. But the last time that I recall it happening was back when I was in the army. I was in Florida. I had a dream that we were ambushed and that we came under fire after an IED blast. And the next day, we actually fell into ambush and there was an IED blast, and my best friend, unfortunately, didn't make
I'm
it.
sorry,
So,
guys. Can you can you guys hear Sergeant Soul Saver okay?
hold on.
It's kind of muffled on my end.
All right, hold
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, I can't really hear you too well.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay. What I was saying is, okay, so the
Yeah.
first time, did you guys hear me talk about the first time?
You were 5 years old.
Yeah, I was about
Yeah.
5 years old. I've been watching Nightmare on Elm Street. I had a dream that essentially I fell asleep in a chair and sank through that chair into the dream, into the rest of that dream. And then I woke up and the first place I sat was in the same chair that I had the dream of sinking through. And that chair broke and collapsed under me. So I actually did fall in that chair. And then the last time I recall it happening was back during deployment. I had a dream that we were ambushed following an IED blast, and the exact same way that I dreamt it, it happened in real life, and my best friend didn't make it out.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, that's intense. That's intense. I appreciate each of you for sharing that part of your story with us. I do want to kind of dive into, so most dreams happen in REM sleep. For those who don't know what REM sleep is, thank you for the spotlights. It's the rapid eye movement state. It's when your body is relaxed, but your brain is active and lit. Your brain could be sorting through different memories, emotions, thoughts, things of that nature, or just dumping information out. Something cool to think about on that topic is even animals dream, which is kind of interesting for me to think about. If you see a dog twitch during a nap, that could just simply mean that that dog's chasing a dream squirrel. Let me let True up in the box. Welcome, True. Guys, I did want to start with a game. It is kind of hot. Hi, True. Welcome.
How's everybody doing?
Good. How
We're
about
doing
you?
well. Hi, Tammy. Hi,
Hi,
everybody.
True.
Welcome. If you are just tuning in, welcome to Theory Thursday. Every Thursday, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. This is a safe space where we dive deep, we think differently, and we question everything in a fun and curious way. Tonight's topic is dreams. We're currently talking about what's going on in our brain while we're dreaming. Next, we're going to talk about, do dreams mean something? And then the third part is lucid dreaming. So the first question, True, was, have you ever dreamed about something right before or after it happens? And if so, do you care to share?
Absolutely. Dream about something right before it happened. Sometimes I call it intuition. But yeah, I'm not really too keen to share about it. But I've absolutely dreamed about something before it happened, and then it happened.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Just to give it completely makes sense. The most recent occurrences I can say is, since I have got back into streaming, I find myself dreaming of a bonus before it happens. Does that happen to any other streamers here? You guys dream of the bonuses before they happen?
I mean, I had dreamt.
Yeah,
I
that's
had
me. That's
dreamt
my life.
about a dragon, and then I want to say maybe like a week or so later, that's when I got my double dragon.
Mm.
But I just dreamt
yeah.
about a dragon. Like in my
Yeah,
dream, I just seen
no.
a dragon going across the screen. It was, I didn't see me. It could have been just a dragon.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Okay, guys. What we will do, since it's really hot in my office and we're here under the big fan, so you guys can't hear it, we will do part 2, and then I'll go into. No. Actually, just give me a second. I'm gonna go bring my laptop in here.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So what we're about to do next is we're gonna play a little game.
Okay.
We're gonna play a little game. It is a dream decoder game. Really simple. Let me pull it up. Basically, the object of the game is to pick the option that says what the dream means. I will give you guys a scenario of what's happening in this dream. And I already have the correct answers. So you guys will choose A or B. And this is a comments game. So if everyone in the box don't mind writing it in the comments, I'd appreciate that. So we'll start with something simple. The first dream scenario, thank you, Lassie. The first dream scenario is you're at school, but you're completely naked. Does it mean A, you're afraid of being exposed or judged, or does it mean you miss your school days and you feel nostalgic? You're afraid of being exposed or judged. So you're at school, but you're completely naked. Yeah, seems like everyone's there. Everyone's there. That correct answer is A. So this dream usually means you're feeling very vulnerable or self-conscious in real life. I like that one. Okay, so next one, guys. The dream scenario is all of your teeth is falling out. Does it mean A, you forgot to floss and your brain knows it, or you're afraid of getting older and losing control? So A, you forgot to floss and your brain knows it, or B, you're afraid of getting older. Okay, yeah, these are kind of common sense ones, or what? Definitely. So all your teeth falling out in a dream is commonly linked to anxiety about your appearance, aging, or you're feeling like powerless. Okay, so number 3, you dream you're flying over your city like a superhero. Okay, so does this one mean A, you secretly want to become a drone pilot? Or A, you feel free and empowered in life? If they're corny, guys, I know.
no one want to be a pilot on a drone.
Man, why not? That would be lit.
How you fitting on a drone? Please tell me how you fitting on a drone.
Sammy, remember that you're talking to the military man in here. I'll be a drone pilot all day. Doot, doot, doot. I ain't even got to get close.
Drone pilot for sure. Okay, so the next one, number 4, we have 2 more. So number 4, you're being chased by a giant marshmallow. Does that mean you ate too much sugar before bed? Or is that you're avoiding a problem that seems soft but could stick to you?
Mm.
A, you ate too much
I
sugar,
want to say.
or B, you're avoiding a problem.
Or C, you fell asleep watching Ghostbusters. Well, stay puff, boy. Nah, let me...
Can you see my comments?
Am I frozen?
You see them? All right, because I can't see them.
No, I don't
anymore.
see any comments yet. Oh,
I see them.
no,
all.
I just see
Everyone-
Kay's comments.
Okay, there goes.
How do you fit in a
I'm
drone?
going through now.
You don't. By definition, a drone is an unmanned vehicle. You pilot it
Oh,
from a distance.
guys, did anyone vote?
Yes, everyone voted. Everyone voted B.
Yeah.
Am I frozen?
Oh, okay. Okay, so then last one is you show up to a job interview, but it's underwater and everyone's a fish. Is it you feel overwhelmed or out of your comfort zone in a new situation? Or does this one mean you're meant to work at an aquarium?
A, with a side of someone might be getting pregnant. A, with a side of someone might be getting pregnant because dreams about fish tend to mean somebody getting pregnant.
Pregnant. Mm-hmm. Or they're already
Oh, I
pregnant
forgot
at
to
the
read
job
what they
interview
meant.
and they
Okay,
don't
so
know it.
this one. Water often represents emotions, and being underwater at work reflects emotional stress or feeling unprepared. Okay, thank you guys for playing that game with me. It was just something to, you know, whatever that's called.
I love how you're using the stream to fix your makeup because I do the same thing, bro. You know how many times I've done it?
Okay, so now we're going to go to the second part.
No,
Let me
true.
do
We
a show
see
part.
your
So
leather
welcome
couch.
to Theory Thursday. Welcome to Theory Thursday. He said, "Can y'all see me?"
Yeah, all
Yeah,
I seen was his leather couch.
No.
We saw him fine, but then he disappeared on us.
Okay, welcome to Theory Thursday. It happens every Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. This is a safe space where we dive deep, we think differently, and we question everything in a fun and curious way. Tonight's topic is dreams. Part one is about what's going on in our brain while we're dreaming. We just finished that up. We're getting into part two, which is, do dreams mean something? And last, we will discuss lucid dreaming and controlling our dreams. We do have another game that we will play later in about 15 minutes after the last part. The next question that I do have for my guests is, if you could travel anywhere tonight while dreaming, where would you drift to? And we'll start with, one moment, guys. We will start with Sergeant Soulsaver, and then we will work our way. I don't know, is True in the box yet?
No. Yes. Well, yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't see True, but I did just let you in the box, True. So maybe you have to leave and come back. So for now, we will go with Sergeant Soulsaver. Oh, I see you now, True.
Okay.
So for this next question, we'll go Sergeant Soulsaver, True, Smooth, then Sammy. And the question is, if you could travel anywhere tonight while dreaming, where are you drifting to?
All right, y'all, don't judge me. But I'm about to go to like the world of I'm going to Konoha. For those who know what that is, you know what it is. For those who don't, y'all go watch Naruto. You will understand. But yeah, I gotta have like all the abilities that come with it. You know what I'm saying? I can't be like no civilian. I gotta be top tier shinobi.
Sounds interesting. I'm gonna have to go look out.
I just
I'm gonna have to go
want to live
look
out
at
a day.
Naruto.
I just want to live out a day passing out hands because these are rated E for everyone, throwing fireballs, whole 9 yards. Yeah.
That's funny. What about you, True? If you could go anywhere tonight while dreaming, where are you drifting to, True?
I probably tour the solar system. You know, probably definitely stop on Mars and see what's going on Mars for real, for real. Yeah, probably somewhere in the galaxy.
You have
You know.
to.
No, right. You know, I can't believe everything they tell me about it. So probably somewhere in the solar system. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Or
Okay, what
outside
about
the
you,
system.
Sam?
I would just go to the astral realm.
You
Sounds
go to
good.
the astral realm. Okay. Okay. What about you, Queen Sammy?
Probably to my future self to be prepared for what's coming.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. I like all your answers. For me, I would say, yeah, I would drift off to I would say like an island somewhere, like just somewhere for some peace, just real genuine peace by some water with no worries, no kids, you know, no bills, just anywhere away from all that. Okay, let's see. We did that question. So now we're stepping into part 2, which is, do the dreams mean something? I will start with some thinking points. Some cultures believe that dreams are messages from the spirit world, and there is interpretations for each dream that you have depending on what's happening. So some common interpretations are your teeth falling out is anxiety or loss. If you're flying, you're experiencing some sort of freedom or escape. If you're being chased, you fear you're avoiding something. So you're basically avoiding something and it's causing a fear inside of you. With that being said, does any of my guests have any dream interpretations that you want to share? We'll start with Smooth and we'll work our way through Queen Sammy, Sergeant Soul Saver, then True.
How we start with me? That don't even make sense.
We started with me already.
Oh,
we
I
started
like to
with me.
take turns. I like to take turns with who I start with.
That's right.
Trust me, I
I'm
wish
not
you would have
even
started with
in.
Sergeant Soul Saver again.
Or
I don't
like,
know. I don't
like
know.
I'm not even on the end. I'm in the middle. Like there is literally
No stress.
Okay, can
No,
I
I
say
get how you're processing it. I get how you're processing it, Smooth. For me, I will start with Sergeant Soul Saver, then I will start with Queen Sammy, and then I will start with Smooth and work my way around, and then I will start with True and work my way around. It's just the system. It may not make sense to everybody, but it's a method to my madness. So it just helps me make sure that everyone's getting the same amount of time to kind of think about their question before they're put on the spot. But you can skip if you're not prepared. It's no pressure.
yeah, I'd like to
You could say
room.
pass or skip. You could say skip if you don't want to answer. Yeah. So Queen Sammy?
I don't know. I don't.
Okay.
I'm racked in my brain right now, and nothing's coming to mind.
No worries. You guys, if you don't have an answer for it, just say, I don't have an answer, skip, pass, all that good stuff. We could just keep the conversation flowing. Sergeant, do you have any type of dream interpretations that you've heard of that you think might be good to share with the people?
A couple of common ones, and I touched base on one of these earlier, but Usually a dream involving fish means that someone is getting pregnant or is pregnant. And another one is falling. Like falling dreams tend to represent a feeling of loss of control.
Falling in a way where you feel like you're being lifted up
Yeah.
and then just dropped back down.
Any type of falling, like a fall off a building, the type that you're talking about, right? Like, because in falling, you can't just catch yourself.
Mhm.
You are at the mercy of the fall. Right? So there's that. Those are kind of like the only ones I could think of, like offhand.
No, those are great. Thank you for sharing those ones. True, do you have anything you'd like to share regarding dream interpretations, or would you like us to move on?
No, I think he called out the most, the most common ones I've heard growing up. Snakes means like evil, right?
Ooh,
Snakes.
ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay, I like it. Okay, so we did that dream decoder one.
Ooh, looked like she was processing something.
I just had a little more to add to snakes, if you're interested. Only because, like, what? It's not just evil.
Yeah.
Sometimes you really just happen to be aware of your surroundings and being clear that usually the environment the snake is in lets you know the environment in which you have a mole or someone who has a double agenda. Like, you might think this person is on your side, but really they're not. But if you pay attention to the environment of the snake, it kind of helps you figure it out. That's all I have. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, I like that input. I love this conversation, guys.
I had a dream me and Bonus Big
You
when I
want us to
saw
say
it.
something?
I'm joking, y'all.
We had a
I'm
what? That went over my head. It went over my head. I'm gonna look at the recording.
No, it
and
didn't
then
go
I'll
over
come
your
back to
head.
you.
I'm glad you didn't hear it. Good thing you didn't hear it. Let it go over your head and stay over there. Sergeant So Saver, behave.
Hi, Panda. Hi. Okay, guys. So let me do the show plug, then we'll get into part 3. Okay, so welcome to Theory Thursday. If you're just tuning in, we do this every Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. This is a safe space where we dive deep, we think differently, and we question everything in a fun and a curious way. Tonight's topic is dreams. We did discuss part 1, which is what's going on in our brain while dreaming. We just finished up part 2, which is do dreams mean something? And we are going to be drifting into part 3, which is lucid dreaming and controlling our dreams. Before I ask my question to the guests for this section, I will give us some thinking points. The first one is for anyone who's wondering what lucid dreaming might be. This is basically when you realize you are dreaming within a dream. It's actually a practice. You can build it up like a muscle, right? You can practice reality checks, and you can also use a dream journal to help you get better. So you can train your brain to fly. You can also change the scene of your dream. You can talk to characters. You can also control other characters in your dream. This that I'm talking about is considered lucid dreaming. With that being said, we're going to start with True, work our way through Sergeant Soul Saver, Queen Sammy, then Smooth. The question is, have you ever controlled your dream before in any aspects? And we'll go to True first. You can skip if you feel like you don't know how to answer it, or if you feel like it's not something you haven't done,
Right. To my knowledge, no. I've never controlled my dreams. Um, yeah, but if I do think of something, I'll go ahead and pitch in. But to my knowledge, I've never had that experience.
Okay. Okay, what about you, Sergeant?
So I have never had the experience of being able to control it, but I have had the experience of realizing and processing the fact that I was dreaming. And I was able to realize that
Okay.
because I was trying to read something and I couldn't read it. And I know that the part of your brain responsible for actually interpreting, like to be able to read, doesn't function properly in a sleep state. So, you like if you've ever like dreamt that you were getting a text message or something and you couldn't read it, there's a reason you couldn't read it. Your brain can't process reading within a dream. So I realized because of that, and because I know that consciously, that I was dreaming. But I never reached the point of being able to actually control what was happening in the dream.
Thank you for sharing that. What about you, Queen Sammy?
I've never tried to control my dream. Like I've never, in the way where I want to dream about what I want to dream about, but I have tried to control myself from not dreaming, especially after I had a dream that was not the best dream. So like I will try to, I don't dream when I'm drunk. So I used to, after I would have dreams of that nature, I would get drunk so that I wouldn't dream. That's the only time I've ever tried to control my dreams, was not to have any dreams, not to force myself to have a particular dream, was to have no dreams.
Okay. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, what about you, Smooth? Have you ever realized you were dreaming or controlled your dream in any aspect?
Excuse me. So you know how like in anime they have like random weapons that make stuff happen, or like in a video game, they're just randomly be just making stuff happen. That's about as much control as I can say I have in my dreams. Because I be in the middle of wars with no weapons.
Okay.
And I'm like, dang, I wish I had something. And I got like this team of like 10,000 people. And I was like,
Right.
okay, good. That worked.
The satchel of infinite.
I think that is a form of controlling your dream. You're telling your dream self that it's something you need in that moment and it's appearing. I have a question now that Smooth just finished. Have you ever died in a dream? Like, not just got shot at, not just fail, like, have you ever experienced the death in a dream? Because I haven't. And I feel like that's kind of weird. Because I didn't been like chased by zombies. I didn't been shot at. I didn't been like fell over the cliff, right? But anytime it's about to be like a moment of impact, I wake up. What about you guys? We could start with Queen Sammy this time. Have you experienced your own death in a dream, or just kind of tell us a little bit about that if you have?
No, the only thing I've experienced was the feeling of being lifted up and dropped down. Like someone was lifting me up in the air and then I just dropped down, but never death.
Okay.
Oh no, I don't want to dream about
what
that.
about you, Sergeant?
Now I can't sleep tonight.
So
it's been a lot of close calls for me, but I've never died.
So I've had like a lot of close call dreams. I have heard that you can't die in your dreams because for your brain to register death is to die, like to become brain dead. So like if you die in your dream that you would die in real life, which but the closest I've ever come, and this kind of spooked me, and it goes back to the to the question about, right, like, have you ever had a dream about something happening and it happened? I had a fall dream, and at the moment of impact in my dream, I had fallen out of bed, so I hit the ground in real life and woke up.
I don't want to go into TMI, but I've had different experiences like that too. Like when I was a kid, like, and I would pee on myself. It was always like when I would get in the pool, I would end up peeing on myself, or I would be on the toilet in my dream, and that's how like I would end up peeing on myself. But then like once the pee started, I would wake myself up like, oh no, this is a dream. I need to go to the bathroom for real. Somebody laugh, y'all. Don't make me feel weird for sharing my pee story.
I didn't want to laugh at you.
Got all warm, legs got warm.
Ooh, she
Get
like
it
that
too.
on every
Thank you.
stuff.
I know I can't be alone in that one.
Wait a minute.
Okay. I'm not gonna do that one.
She was dreaming about sex in the kitchen over by the street.
Blue, thank you,
You
right?
can't take me
I said as a
serious.
kid,
Like, you
but
know
little
where
did
it's
we
Sauce
know.
and Soul Saver.
It was like last year.
Nah,
No,
but
but,
not to get too far away
okay,
from the
so-
topic. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I noticed
Yeah.
that if I go to sleep watching certain things, that gets incorporated in my dreams. Like, so if I go to watch something, if I go to watch something violent, and my dreams will be violent, or I don't know, like if I go to sleep, like say I go to sleep in your stream, and there's Family Guy on TV, then I'm meshing your voice with the family, like that comment. Bonus is really do a good, you know what I'm saying, impersonation of you know what I'm saying? This is what I'm dreaming it, like I'm consciously dreaming. You feel me? So I noticed that if I go to sleep with the TV on, I try not to go to sleep with the TV on, because I noticed that whatever's going on TV gets incorporated into my dreams. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm glad you mentioned that. That's another aspect we could have covered with like our subconscious being, we're in a state right before we're drifting off, like the last few minutes before we fall asleep. And then the first few minutes when we're waking up is when our mind is the most susceptible to what's going on around it. So it is really important to be conscious with what you are consuming before bed. That's real. Because it will, that's why I say visualize your dream life before bed. That's the best time to really meditate and put yourself in that dream state before really fall into sleep, because now the last thing on your mind is going to be replaying itself and intensifying. But with that being said, guys, I'm gonna do another show plug, and then we'll play our last game that I have planned for us, and then we'll do an outro unless anyone wants to add their own tips or tricks or comments, any of it. Hold on one second. Earlier we played the Dream Decoder game. Now we're going to play a this or that game. Let's see. One second to pull it up. So basically this one's different. earlier we did the decoder. You tell me what you, excuse me, what you think the dream means. This one, you are going to pick the dream that you feel like resonates with you the most. Okay. I will give 2 options. Then you just pick option A or option B for whichever one resonates with your dream style, like the type of dreams that you have most. 1 second. Okay, so the first one, and we'll do the comments again. Just type A or B for whichever one resonates with you the most. So the first one is, do you have reoccurring dreams more frequently, or is it wild, random dreams? So is it reoccurring dreams or the wild, random dreams? Which ones? For me, I would say I have a lot of reoccurring dreams in different aspects. It's definitely recurring for me. Okay, recurring. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, see, I knew these ones would add more of a mix. We're all over the place with this one. Everyone has different dream styles.
So
Okay,
how
so the
could I
next
pick an
one
answer?
is,
Rose, how can I pick an answer? Because I'm leaning towards B, but then thinking about it, I can lean towards A because I will have the same dream over and over and over again until it actually happens in real life, and then I won't have that dream anymore.
Sounds like
that sounds like, yeah, it sounds like more so reoccurring. And it sounds like a sign or a message that you're needing to receive, and it's coming over and over until the message is received. That's how I feel for myself when I'm getting these reoccurring dreams, and then something plays out in real life and I'm like, oh my God, this is that dream that I've been experiencing, and this is what it was trying to prepare me for, or, you know, so I would say recurring. The next one is, do you keep a dream journal or do you forget it all by morning? Dream journal or forget it all by the morning? What are we doing? Forget it all, forget it all. Forget it all. Smooth keeps a dream journal. Yes, I love it. So if it's a really intense dream, I'm writing it down. Maybe not like, I'll try to be as detailed as I can, but just about the parts that I feel like was really intense and led up to it. What were you gonna say, Sergeant?
Oh no, I just said forget about it. That's what I do.
Forget about it.
I try not to, but I forget like within the first 3 to 5 minutes of waking up.
Okay. So the next one, would you guys say you experience nightmares more often or fun dreams more often? Nightmares or fun dreams?
I don't see that's kind of tricky because it's like I said A, but it's not necessarily like nightmares per se, like it's scary. It's more like it's important. It's some type of warning about something.
So, okay, yeah, so I could reword that. Like, do you experience more heavier dreams or light dreams?
Still A.
For Sergeant. Still A, yeah. Mine should be heavy. It's always something. Oops. Okay, the next one is, are you more of a sleep walker or a sleep talker? Sleepwalker or a sleep talker? Oh, Truce talks in his sleep. He does. He does. You don't do either. You don't do the smooth.
I know I talk in my sleep. I just started talking in my sleep, so I got into the military though. So, yeah.
Okay.
But my brother, he's been a sleepwalker his whole life though. Like, he up, be playing baseball. Like,
Wait, true, you served?
yeah,
What ranch?
Marine.
Oh man, sorry to hear that.
Chopping on later. We chopping on later.
Okay, so the last part of this one is, would you rather visit a past life in a dream, or would you rather glimpse into your future? So A for past life, B for future. Looks like you look into the future. Can't change the past. No, we got Smooth going to the, okay. I love when it's a great mix. I love when everyone's not on the same. Yeah,
You can,
yeah,
you cannot
I
change
get
the
it, but it's
past,
still,
but you cannot change
it would
your
still be nice
past,
to
but
revisit.
it would be, but for me, it's in the past. I can't change it. The only thing I can do now is prevent these things from happening in the future. So if I can see the future a little bit, I would know how to maneuver and how to do things so it's not gonna reoccur over and over and over again. Because if I go to the past and I try to fix something, I may not be in the situation or the position I'm in now. Things could be worse.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't want to go to
Let's
the past.
hear from someone who chose the past and what they would want to do in the past. What about you, Sergeant?
I would just like to witness what I was, who I was, how I moved, operated in a past life. Observe, learn from the past, or else you're doomed to repeat it, right? My issue with looking and peering into my own future is the concept of self-fulfilling prophecy, right? Like, what happens when I see something and move in a way that either, like, A, tries to prevent it, causes it to happen, or B, I do something and I don't get the whole picture, and I lean into that thing, and it causes me headache, heartache. I could jump the gun and try to do this thing.
I see where you're both coming from, actually. I see where you both are coming from. I would more so want you to answer the question with you're not able to change anything. You're not able to change anything. You're just able to observe, maybe talk to someone you lost from the past life, or talk to your future self. But there would be nothing that we would be changing, just to take that aspect out of it. It would just be, while you're dreaming, we're dreaming. We can't really do anything in a physical sense when we're dreaming. So we are just visiting. And I would, if given the opportunity, I would love to go past and future for a few different reasons. So like Christmas present spirit. Yes, the ghost of Christmas past, the ghost of Christmas future. And there was a present spirit too, right?
So,
but with that being said, guys, all right, Dream Team, we are waking up from tonight's Theory Thursday. I had so much fun decoding the world of dreams with you all. But next week, we're going even deeper. We will be getting ready for a Theory Thursday based on reincarnation. We're going to be talking about our past lives, soul recycling, and maybe even that weird birthmark that you have. And you have too. I know a few of you have those weird birthmarks. I do too, so it's okay. But that's it for this Theory Thursday. See you next week, same time, but different discussion. And Emoji J, that's that for Theory Thursday, but my stream will keep going. And I do appreciate you, each of you, for being here and for partaking in the conversation. It couldn't happen without you. Shout out to True, shout out to Amazingly Smooth, shout out to Queen Sammy's, shout out to Sergeant Soul Saver. If you're in here, please make sure you guys are fading each other. I'm grateful, definitely. I know it can be a little stressful trying to, figure out the logistics of a show and feel a little bit out of your comfort zone coming and answering questions and talking to people that you don't talk to every day. But I appreciate you guys for, taking this step with me, because I be feeling weird each time I'm about to go live. So I appreciate everybody for being there with me.
Shout out to all today for making this happen. I know it's
Thank you.
But yeah, salute to you for putting together this excellent show and really having an awesome conversation on a very interesting topic.
Thank you. I appreciate you all for real. What's next?
What's next? We need to pack our bags for Live Fest. That's what's next. What do you mean, what's
Hey,
next?
jolly
That's
great
what's
show.
next.
Thank you. My bag is packed. Literally.
My bag
The
is
last
unpacked
thing
and
that-
I leave.
I gotta go, y'all.
Battles all night long. Okay. If
Bye,
anyone wants to
True.
verse me, please verse me. Bye True, bye Smooth.
Bye,
I-
Smooth.
I actually have a question about something that we discussed earlier.
Yeah.
When we have those dreams, right, and then the thing happened, what do you think that is? Do you think it's intuition? Do you think it's like something of a spiritual nature? Or do you think that like certain people are just like so acutely aware of their environment that they notice things that they don't even realize they're noticing, and it manifests in their subconscious?
So basically you're asking like what do we feel is the root of what causes those dreams that feel like a vision more so.
Right.
For me, I feel that it comes from a version of our higher self. Okay, hear me out. I feel like the people that really tunes into Theory Thursday kind of has like a broad perspective of how I think. Over the weeks, we've been kind of building up over this conversation in itself. I do feel like everything kind of is existing all at once. We've talked about time and we've talked about different dimensions and how everything everything is a theory, but my theory is that everything is existing at once, depending on what vibration and which frequency you are in alignment with will dictate the experiences and vibrations that you are attracting. So for me, I feel like when I'm having those dreams and then it comes true, I feel like it already happened. My brain was in alignment with it in that current state of whatever dimension it was happening in, whatever frequency it was happening on, it was matching the vibration. Then when it actually comes true, it's my mind registering. So time doesn't exist for me. Time is something that I feel like humans created so that we can understand what we are experiencing. Everything in my head happens simultaneously. There's really no such thing as the past or future. These are words that humans created so that we can understand what's going on. But in reality, when it comes to energy, time doesn't exist. When it comes to our souls and spirits, time doesn't exist. When you leave out of this world, time doesn't exist. So when we're having those dreams, all that to say, when we are having those dreams, I feel like we are in a different time period within our vibration. And when those dreams come true, you realize that you are simply in alignment. And it's deja vu because it has already happened. Yeah, it gets weird. It gets very weird, but a good weird in my head.
Not weird at all. I mean, you're speaking to a minister who is also acutely aware of the fact that time is an artificial construct. You think you're touching something, you're not. You're not. Atoms are simply getting close enough to each other to affect one another by proximity without ever physically coming into contact with another. Right? Like the nuclei of a cell can never touch the nuclei of another cell. Nothing ever touches.
Yeah.
Right. So there's all these things that we have told ourselves. Right. And the way that you described it, I think I would describe it slightly differently. Partially because when I look at things from a spiritual aspect, I wouldn't say that it's so much my higher self as much as I would say God is allowing me to see things outside of simply the 3 dimensions that we typically reside in. Allowing me to peek behind the veil, so to speak. I would say it that way, but I do understand that. I do understand what you're saying, and essentially, I think that we're saying slightly the same thing, but that my belief in God does shape what that looks like to me and how I process that information.
Yeah, I definitely believe in God. I just don't understand. He said, I don't understand how time don't exist. Well, I'm speaking theoretically because if you think about it, time isn't a tree. Time isn't grass. Time isn't air. Time isn't water. Time isn't a natural element that was created on Earth. It was man-made, like this house, this phone, this whiteboard, this chair, this dress, this hair. It's all man-made. It's all man-made. Like none of it's, anything that is man-made is theoretically not real. It's something that we made so that our world will make more sense. So I'm just speaking like as a part of the natural elements, time didn't exist when water got here. It was just existence, right? Like it was just existence. It wasn't no time constructions. It was just like, remember they said, okay, I'll see you by the 3rd full moon. That was their way of saying like 3 months. I'll see you by the 3rd full moon or something like that, right? It was different ways that they've tried to figure out, like as humans, we've tried to wrap our mind around what time is and how it can make more sense. Think about the calendars. Calendars have changed over the years, right? I would have to do more research about like when 12 p.m. and 12 a.m. really came into the mix, but it wasn't always in the mix. It kind of got thrown out there to help us evolve.
That makes sense because I watched the show once and this person, it was some real life, I don't remember what it was, but this young lady was kidnapped and she was kept in a room with no clock, no phone, so she didn't know the time. So when they finally found her, she couldn't give them a timeline. So one thing that they said was, once upon a time, there was no such thing as time. So how can we understand how long she's been there? So they asked her questions. When you were taking, was there light outside? Was it dark?
Mm-hmm.
How was the temperature? Was it really cold? Was it warm? Was it raining? They asked her those things to understand more because, again, what if there wasn't time? There's other ways to figure out.
So
Yeah.
So I look at it like this, right? When we say that time doesn't exist, right? Time is something that can only exist in a 3-dimensional plane. We know through physics that there are planes outside of outside of the third dimension, right? Like we know that black holes exist in either 2 or 4 dimensions, right? There literally exists no time in there. Gravity compresses everything into a singularity, right?
Can I sing it real quick, please? 525,600 minutes. Hey, 525,600 minutes. Hey, how about love? Hey, okay. I had to let that out because I wasn't able to scream all Theory Thursday.
Okay, before this phone dies on you, thank you for having me tonight. When you're done, you can send me a verse and we can battle while Stud gets ready. And then when she gets back on, she's going to send you a battle.
Okay. Okay, we'll do that. I'm about to go check on my son, guys. I'll be right back. Sergeant, are you staying in the box?
I'm actually gonna get ready to get myself together for bed because I work 13 hours tomorrow and I gotta punch in at 6:30. And for me, it's already after 10. So yeah. Have a great night.
Well, we appreciate you so much. You have a great night. Thanks for stopping by and being a part of the conversation. Hopefully, we can see you for next Theory Thursday.
I would love to be here.